Frenchmen, going to be the #1 pick in the NBA draft.
Oh, Alex Sarr, he gets a handful of that, and he's got a handful of blocks.
Alex Sarr is one of the best young prospects in the world. Alex Sarr, he's showing you everything in his bag today.
We've been watching Alex Sarr very closely this season. He's a candidate to be #1.
He's 7 foot tall. I think he's the best defensive big man in this draft.
I just make it official that I'm declaring for the 2024 NBA draft.
Alex Sarr is holding firm as the projected top pick in this year's draft, and his stock remains high due to his standout performances, elite physical attributes, and high upside as a versatile and skilled big man. So yes, we will likely be seeing another Frenchman being the #1 pick for the second year in a row. But what really makes Alex Sarr such a hot commodity? Well, the answer to that question may not be what you're expecting. In the 2024 Draft Combine, Alex Sarr really made his case as an attractive option for teams looking to bolster their rosters with a top-tiered player. He impressed scouts with his size and athleticism. Sarr measured in at 224 pounds and nearly 7 feet tall without shoes. He registered a wingspan of 7'4" and a standing reach of 9'2". He nearly reached 31 feet on the standing vertical leap and 37 feet on his max vertical leap. He finished the lane agility test in 11.43 seconds and the shuttle run in 3.23 seconds, while clocking in at 3.27 seconds on the 3/4 sprint. Those are some monstrous metrics right there. And when his name is called on draft night, it won't just be about his physical traits and combine performances. It'll be about his unique upbringing in basketball that saw him play in development leagues and professional leagues across 3 different continents. Let me explain. Born in Bordeaux, France, Sarr comes from a basketball family. His father, Massar, was a professional player from Senegal, and his older brother, Olivier, is actually in the NBA and plays for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Alex started playing basketball at the age of 4, initially in Bordeaux and then in Toulouse. In 2019, when Alex was just 15, he moved to Spain to join Real Madrid's prestigious basketball program. He spent 2 seasons with their cadet youth team, honing his skills and preparing for the next big steps in his career. Scouts first spotted Sarr's talent when he was just 14, playing in an invitational tournament in Madrid. At that time, Sarr was a lanky, skinny kid who lacked coordination, but they noticed his surprising flashes of shooting and scoring around the rim. At the U16 level, Sarr had grown to nearly 6'11" and improved his athleticism and coordination significantly. There were serious signs he would make it to the NBA one day. Sarr's journey took him from local Spanish tournaments to the global stage. His development was closely followed by both local scouts and the coaches of the French junior national teams. He made his FIBA debut for France at the 2021 U16 European Challengers, where he played a key role in leading his team to a dominant 5-0 record with an average margin of victory of 34 points. In the 2021-22 season, Sarr signed with Overtime Elite in the United States. He became the first European signing by OTE, and this development program would prepare him for the NBA. This new league offered him a guaranteed minimum salary of at least $100,000 per year, providing an alternative professional pathway outside traditional college basketball. He played 2 seasons in Overtime Elite, first with Team Overtime and then with YNG Dreamers. During his debut season, he was a beast in the paint, ranking 2nd in the league in block percentage with a solid 4.1%. That's some serious rim protection right there. Then over the summer of 2022, he took his skills to the international stage, representing France in the 2022 World Cup with the U17 French national team. And by the way, he also set a season high in blocks in an under-17 World Cup game. But back at OTE, Sarr wrapped up his 2nd season with a bang, and even though his squad fell short in the championship, he earned himself a spot on the 2nd team All-OTE, averaging 11.1 points and 6.4 rebounds per game during the regular season. He snagged the OTE Player of the Week title twice during the season, and he posted 2 double-doubles and scored in double figures 8 times. Even when the pressure was on in the playoffs, Sarr didn't back down. He scored double figures twice and even pulled down double-figure rebounds once, and he closed out the regular season strong, scoring in double figures in 5 out of 6 games. By now, everyone started to believe that this kid just might be the next big thing. But Sarr still had one last stop to make: Australia. Sarr signed with the Perth Wildcats of the Australian National Basketball League, NBL. He joined the team through the league's Next Stars program for the 2023-24 season. I wanted to quickly shout out today's video sponsor, OddsJam. OddsJam is the best data-driven sports betting software around, with over 260 sportsbooks tracked in real time. OddsJam will make you a long-term profitable sports bettor, similar to the techniques used by investors and traders to beat the market. Now, how is this all possible, you may ask? The OddsJam arbitrage tool. This tool is used to identify inefficiencies or discrepancies in sports betting lines across the entire market, so you can always get the best value on your picks. The tool will even give you arbitrage betting opportunities that make you risk-free money by identifying those discrepancies for you. The tool will find discrepancies so wide that you can bet on both sides of the market and guarantee yourself a profit. Aside from all the value you're getting from just the arbitrage tool, OddsJam even has a positive EV calculator that helps you make optimal bet sizes for your specific bankroll, and a bet tracker that'll sync your bets across all of your sportsbook accounts to track your daily, weekly, or monthly profit for you. OddsJam gives you a much more strategic and responsible way to bet, making you more profitable in the long run. They even offer a 7-day free trial because they know their product works. If you want to give them a try, use code DUNGEON for 35% off your first month using the link below. Heading into the season, he was already considered a highly touted draft pick, and his performances further confirmed that. In the NBL, Sarr had a strong season despite a setback when he sustained a hip strain in late December, causing him to miss 4 weeks. He bounced back impressively, recording career highs of 18 points and 5 blocks in late January 2024 in a win over the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. Over the season, he averaged 9.4 points, 4.3 rebounds, 1.5 blocks in just 17 minutes per game. Sarr's fluidity on the open court and his ability to cover ground as both a rim and switch defender has been truly impactful. He's better than advertised. Look how he dunks the ball, then follows up the attack and swats the ball away, almost reminiscent of a certain Frenchman in the NBA. This is peak athleticism. The NBL hasn't seen someone like him before, and his contributions were crucial for the Wildcats, helping them secure the second-best record in the NBL and reached the semifinals. As the season progressed, Sarr's performance caught the attention of NBA scouts, and he began climbing up draft boards. He's ranked as the top player in the 2024 NBA draft by multiple experts. But it's not just the scouts that think so. You see, Sarr is a physical marvel at 19 years old, standing 7'1" and weighing 217 pounds. His incredibly wide wingspan and high standing reach give him the tools to be a defensive powerhouse. He's a fluid athlete who moves well for his size, showing explosiveness and excellent ground coverage on defense. This makes him a potential high-level interior defender in the NBA, capable of playing both the 4 and 5 positions, providing rim protection, and even switching on the perimeter. Offensively, Sarr has shown flashes of brilliance. He can handle the ball, attack the basket, hit jumpers, including from beyond the arc and around the rim. His ability to perform these skills makes him a promising two-way big man. Even if he doesn't become a go-to scorer, he has the potential to be an efficient play finisher. One scout highlighted Sarr's advanced passing and ball handling skills, which are rare for a player his size. He can drive past slower defenders and shoot over smaller ones. This versatility makes him a valuable asset on both ends of the court. But not everyone thinks he's 100% ready. According to a latest scouting report on Sarr, a scout mentioned that consistency is still a bit of a challenge for him. Making the leap from overtime elite to the NBL, he's had some standout games while generally playing 15 to 20 minutes a night. His team's guards are more scoring-oriented, so he doesn't always get fed the ball as much as he might in other situations. You see, Sarr shows a good touch on his shots, but his shooting stats are underwhelming. He hit just over 60% of his free throws during the season, but managed to make it up to 70%. Same with his threes, which were up and down all season. His mechanics are decent, but inconsistent. His shot often involves an elongated dip that adds unnecessary motion, affecting his confidence and accuracy. It takes some optimism to see him as a top-tier shooter in his position. Scouts have noted that he should be more dominant as a rebounder and could benefit from being more aggressive around the basket, where he sometimes avoids contact and opts for finesse finishes. Some scouts also believe Sarr might need more time to fully develop and suggest he'd be a better value pick outside the top 5 in the draft. In a stronger draft class, he'd likely be seen as a later lottery to mid-first round talent rather than a top 5 pick. However, given the current draft landscape, he remains a highly intriguing prospect with significant upside. To put Sarr's potential in perspective, we can look at the impact rookie Derek Lively II has had with the Dallas Mavericks this season. Known for his mobility as a slender center during his 1 year at Duke, Lively faced some criticism for his lack of physicality and motor. However, he landed in an excellent situation in Dallas and has thrived. Sarr, who offers more offensive skill and versatility, could carve out a similar path. While he might not be quite the shot blocker Lively is, Sarr's potential to fill a stretch 4 role could make him valuable early in his career. Sarr might not have the immediate star power typically expected of a top pick, but his modern skill set is exactly what NBA teams look for in big men today. Mobile, athletic 7-footers like Sarr are always given opportunities to succeed. Sarr offers a feasible two-way impact that stands out among the bigs in this draft class. One scout sees Sarr as one of the best two-way players in this year's draft. I believe he'll be an all-defensive team candidate due to his elite rim protection, defensive versatility, and great feel for the game. Sarr's ability to finish plays around the basket, coupled with his elite measurements and defensive prowess, make him an enticing prospect for any NBA team. Teams at the top of the draft face the challenge of balancing the desire for high upside talent with the need to avoid redundancy on their roster. This is particularly tricky given how closely matched the top prospects are this year. If Alex Sarr goes number 1 overall in the draft, it would be a game changer for both Australian and French basketball. For Australia, it would mark the highest a player has ever been drafted while playing for an Australian team, showcasing the NBL's growing reputation as a destination for top talent. The Perth Wildcats in particular would benefit from the exposure and success, helping to attract more elite players in the future. But the impact doesn't stop there. In France, where basketball is gaining momentum, Sarr's potential selection at number 1 would be historic. Just a few years ago, the idea of a French player being drafted first overall seemed impossible. But now we might just see 2 go first overall in 2 years. He'd be following in the footsteps of Victor Wembanyama in the NBA. Speaking of which, it's a bit of a roller coaster this time around in the draft, given the surprising outcomes of the draft lottery where the Atlanta Hawks soared to number 1. This unexpected twist adds a layer of unpredictability to the draft and keeps everyone guessing where top prospects like Sarr will end up. Alex Sarr declared for the 2024 NBA draft in mid-April, and Atlanta's front office, which originally expected to pick in the late lottery, is now eyeing Sarr for the number 1 spot. The 2024 draft class is filled with lots of uncertainty and is said to be one of the worst classes in a long time, but Alex Sarr is certainly making a strong case for himself to be the number 1 pick. But what do you think Sarr's ceiling will be in the NBA? And why do you think we're seeing such a massive shift in international talent at the top of the draft? Let us know in the comments below.